Thanks to my friend Diddy. You are always the life of the party.
Huh?
Apparently I have a history of not knowing which parties I've been invited to, Diddy. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I like to call him, Cuddle McSnugglestuff. No, you don't need to know why.
What?
Ellen calling Diddy Cuddle McSnugglestuff. What the fuck? Ellen just tried to come back. She totally failed. Video by Jamari.
So it has been 1.5 years since Ellen released what she described as her very last stand-up special, For Your Approval. This of course was Ellen's big clapback to her detractors, haters, whatever you would like to call them.
I heard it was really bad.
After she was outed for being yet another power-hungry tyrant in the entertainment industry. Basically, Ellen treated anyone around her who wasn't a celebrity like dirt underneath her shoes. And immediately in her last comedy special, she chose to play the victim in the funniest way possible.
Ellen DeGeneres finds herself at the center of a storm of controversy.
Being accused of going too far, too gay.
Yes, Ellen really acted as if going too gay was ultimately the reason for her cancellation. You know, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that she branded herself and earned hundreds of millions of dollars based on this nice facade that she kept running for decades. The woman's catchphrase was literally, "Be kind to one another." She would say that literally every day at the conclusion of her show.
I always end each show by saying, "Be kind to one another."
Breaking news tonight is the...
Yeah, that's just hella good irony though. Like, the person that was preaching the most about be kind to one another was being a dickhead behind the scenes. Like,
Queen of Nice, really the Queen of Me.
And then it turns out there were dozens of accusations of her being a Karen witch, both professionally and when she was out in the general public.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is. This environment, this toxic culture that she created in the office has been going on for 16 years.
In 2018, Dana DiMatteo flew from Chicago to Los Angeles and was delighted to be picked out of the audience to have some fun with Ellen. But then she says she was shocked when she was briefed on the comedy bit by the producers.
They tell you, you know, you can't be smarter, funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chip nail polish.
What?
And I was like...
That's a different level of hate. Email your boss just because your nail polish is chipped is crazy. Crazy.
What?
So essentially, Ellen was one of
funny.
the first people to be genuinely cancelled, and once she was
Yeah,
out
that
for
is true.
being a big meanie, her show's ratings went down the shitter. And even her other daytime show, Ellen's Game of Games, was cancelled at that very same time in 2022. Essentially,
Good.
everyone's gay grandma stopped being invited to the cookout. Like, no more carne asada for you, Ellen. As a matter of fact, I kinda think that you deserve to eat rabbit food for the rest of your life. You know what? Fuck the rabbit food, I'm giving you pig slop.
Did you feel like you were being canceled?
I mean, I really didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. It was too orchestrated. It was too coordinated. And, you know, people get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from
Nigga, that's Hollywood. The fuck is you saying? Oh, it's just 4 weeks. Nigga, that's press. They getting they bread. Like, you're a big topic. You're Ellen, nigga. This is like finding out... What is it? This is like finding out like a priest or a nun is a serial killer. Like, it's like that contrast. Like, you preach so highly of us, of what we should do, but on the other hand, you're doing this. Like, that's why you getting all the negative press. Like, use your fucking noggin.
every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
But yes, this whole ordeal was a pretty jarring series of events. As during the mid-2010s, Ellen was really considered one of the least problematic people in show business. She was out here winning humanitarian awards, making buku money, and she was essentially the fun grandma of daytime television, dancing around in Target, playing with kids. But then one by one, people came forward, the walls came down, and her entire world kind of collapsed.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business. Yeah, because I'm mean.
How is that funny? How is that funny to the audience, bruh? Like, all she just said, all she did was state a fact. She got kicked out of show business.
Where the fuck was the joke at?
Why did y'all laugh at that?
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business. Yeah, 'cause
Fucking
I'm mean.
NPCs, bro.
No mean people in show business.
As really did the facade of the entire entertainment industry in general. I mean, now especially with all of the Epstein stuff, Hollywood, as well as many of the elites of the world, are really more under fire than ever before, as it's like this huge spotlight has now been shined on some of the biggest public figures on the planet. But we will get back to that idea in regards to Ellen here in a minute. Either way, it was so funny to me how disgraceful it was for her to use her final breath to try and save face this way, acting as though she was being unfairly kicked out of the entertainment industry for being too blunt, pulling both the gay and the woman card.
For those of you keeping score, this is the second time I've been kicked out of show business. Can't be gay and be in show business. Mean, old, and gay, the triple crown. I have OCD and ADD. I'm honest, I'm generous, I'm sensitive and thoughtful, but I'm tough and I'm impatient and I'm demanding.
No real person would be all that. Like, you just glazing yourself. Like, I get that it's a comedy show, but you don't gotta glaze yourself like that. Like, calm down. We don't even fuck with you like that. You was cool because you was on some nice shit, bro. But, like, after that shit came out the window, bro, don't even try to, like, glaze yourself. Like, that's not what's needed.
Direct. I'm a strong woman.
The essence of the special really was totally a lie.
So overall, the entire special was a steaming pile of dog crap, and it did not make the splash that Grandma thought that it would, as she really came off as entitled, arrogant, deeply out of touch, and completely unapologetic. And both critics and fans alike were left disappointed. And then to make matters even worse, it's really no secret that she had this very public relationship with Diddy for years, who has congruently lost public favor at a rapid pace due to being exposed for his not-so-private life.
What you mean a public relationship? Like, they was OD close friends? Cause...
And his expose coincidentally actually happened right around the time that Ellen's special came out. You know, they really killed those two birds with one stone.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes.
Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that?
And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
Mm-hmm. And then it will carry on there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did it? No, I mean the after party.
Mm-hmm. No, I know about them.
Thanks to my friend Diddy, you are always the life of the party.
This
Apparently I have a history of not knowing which parties I've been invited to, Diddy. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I like to call him, Cuddle McSnugglestuff. No, you don't need to know why.
What? Ellen calling Diddy Cuddle McSnugglestuff. What the fuck? This is 26, bro. I don't even want to know what happened, bro.
This group of kids had a dream to dance with Diddy. Today, that dream came true.
You're gonna be early for my party?
Yes, I am.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right. Not too late, though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I really do think
crazy in
no
hindsight
coincidence that she was so close to Diddy for all of these years, who ended up being an absolute freaked out psychopath who would do absolutely anything to gain power and influence. Like,
yeah,
the
but
guy
that's
was
everybody,
doing really
though.
bad shit for decades. And to me, anyone who had a seemingly close relationship to him like Ellen did for all these years, while she was also so deeply ingrained in Hollywood in general, had to know that some suspect shit was going on in the background. Because you have to understand that these things were allegedly talked about in entertainment circles for decades. But still, Ellen platformed him almost every single year of her show. She paraded him around kids, and even described him as her favorite guest of all time. Look, all I'm saying is you don't earn a nickname like Cuddle McSnugglestuff by merely having a working relationship with someone. And when Ellen was questioned about her connection to Diddy when the files kind of started to come out, she had absolutely nothing to say.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have a good night. Have you been to his parties?
Not only that, but once the hammer really started to come down upon Diddy's head,
pause.
Ellen coincidentally moved right out of the country, right around the time that his home was getting raided by the feds. And eventually all of the things that Diddy was
she
doing
knows,
in the dark
she
would
knows
come
she
to
on
light,
him, most
as we all
likely.
learned that Sean Combs was a prolific abuser of multiple people.
When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent. And he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
So in November of 2024, when she and her wife moved to southwest England, many people saw this as her attempting to distance herself from the downfall of her good friend. In other words, the spot got too hot and Ellen had to bounce. Although she herself claimed that she left because Trump would be taking office, and she simply could not live in a country being governed by his regime.
A beautiful woman up there. That's your mother, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, look at her.
Hello.
Yeah, she's available if you're interested. I'd like to offer her.
So she went over to England and purchased a $20 million ranch, and then a couple of months after that, another $30 million mansion. She spoke about this publicly during a private event held at a theater over there. We got here to England the day before the election, and we woke up to lots of texts from our friends and crying emojis. We were like, we're staying here. We're not going back, we're not leaving. So we bought a house that we thought was going to be a part-time house, then we decided we needed a different house, and now we're selling that house. And strangely enough, after only living in England for 1 calendar year, the couple has reportedly moved back to America. And the whole thing seemed extremely suspicious and performative to me.
You move right back after a year? How bad was the fucking UK? For
one,
bro,
because
that's
of everything
crazy.
happening with Cuddle McSnuggle stuff, and for two, because Ellen is a massive hypocrite. She said during the same live appearance at the Everyman Theater that she specifically was leaving because of the Trump regime, and the fact that the LGBT community would now be under attack, claiming that she took issue with same-sex marriage potentially being unprotected once again under federal law.
There are people in America and Republicans who would quite like to undo the right for gay people to get married. I mean, that's back on the table as a debate, I think,
absolutely.
isn't it?
The Baptist Church in America is trying to reverse gay marriage. They're trying to, at the very least, stop it from happening in the future and possibly reverse it. And Portia and I are already looking into it, and if they do that, we're going to get married here.
Which would be totally fair until you consider the
that's
idea
100%
that Ellen is
fair.
very good friends with former President George Bush, who during his time in office was opposed to gay marriage himself.
It's none of my business what somebody's. Now, when somebody makes it my business, like on gay marriage, I'm going to stand up and say I don't support gay marriage. In my state of Texas, if we tried to have gay marriage, I would campaign against it.
It's also hilarious to me that she said, oh, everything in England is so much better. That
That's
apparently
fucking
the
crazy.
people were so much nicer and life was so much simpler. But now only 1 year later, after spending all of this money and taking a strong political stance, she is crawling back on her hands and knees to America. And so her so-called activism comes off as extremely performative every time. As for one, she obviously has these funds to spend tens of millions of dollars in the matter of only a couple of years to essentially run away from her perceived issues, while she simultaneously acts as though she's some sort of political refugee. And secondly, I really do think that she moved across the pond simply to flip these mansions. Like I said, she lived in the first one for only 1 month, while also simultaneously hiring and managing a 70-person project to renovate the home in 10 weeks, before listing it for $10 million more than she had paid. While all along, Ellen had the goal to act like she was living that...
Bro, she's smart as fuck then. I'm not gonna take that from her. She's smart as fuck.
...farmer life.
She making her
was
bread.
Clearly not cut out for this shit at all.
Hello, sheep. You're not supposed to be in here.
Sheep will be fun.
Stop being performative, bro.
Good job, baby.
Bro, we know she's not doing that shit realistically, bro. I'm not buying that.
You can do it, baby.
We're going in a circle. Much admiration for rowers.
And because Ellen did technically live there, even though it was for such a short amount of time, literally 1 month, she could claim it was her primary residence, saving her up to 24% in capital gains tax when she decided to sell the house, which in this case was over $2.4 million. Are y'all starting to get the picture I'm painting? And you have to also keep in mind that she has flipped over 50 mansions in the last 20 years, owning 24 houses in Southern California alone. And even in regards to her flipping this first house and buying this other mansion, she was completely disingenuous about that as well, trying to claim that they simply had to move because there was not proper room for her horses on the first property, which is something I think you would consider when you're shelling out $20 million. You know, in reality, I think the little weasel had the quick flip plan all along, and then she just also wanted the social brownie points to boot. And that's not to even mention the fact that she pissed off a bunch of locals there, including the local government, because she did not get the proper permission to do this quick flip of hers. And then the biggest issue she ran into is that she might have disturbed ancient Roman remains. And then also the fact that she put this massive wire fence around the property that people feared would create serious flooding issues for the rest of the village that she was living in. And funny enough, months after this renovation, while this farmhouse was still sitting on the market, a flood did actually hit the area and completely surrounded the estate she was trying to flip with polluted water.
My fault. My fault.
So, Montecito is under complete evacuation, the entire town. This is crazy. This creek next to our house never flows, ever. It's probably about 9 feet up, and it's going to go another 2 feet up. We have horses ready to evacuate. Nicer to Mother Nature, because Mother Nature is not happy with us.
And if that is not beautiful karma by nature, I do not know what is. Now, to go back to the comments that I made earlier, there have been a lot of unfounded rumors circulating online in regards to Ellen and the islands, but so far she has not been listed explicitly at all in the files that have been released. Although Aaron Rodgers did go on to Joe Rogan and had this to say about her show.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Really?
Just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What? Oh, similar. That looks like a building, though.
It just goes to show that when someone muddies their reputation the way she did, I feel like all kinds of allegations will gain traction. I do want to point out here that Ellen has never faced any sort of criminal charges in relation to the likes of Diddy, or Epstein for that matter. But to me, she really does seem like the type of person to look the other way to continue to gain power and relevance, as there were many such cases of her allegedly doing this with her very...
but I'm saying, this video is titled Ellen Just Tried to Come Back. She totally failed. But she didn't though. Like she's back in the United States. She got a $30 million crib. She chilling, bro. I'm not understanding this title. I don't know, bro. She didn't fail, bro. She got her bread and she dipped, bro. Just like I'm dipping. I'll catch y'all later.